Chat with Coco podcast is dedicated to starting important conversations as it relates to life, love, friendships, relationships, societal issues, and many more. This weekly podcast will be hosted by me, Coco, and I'll be taking you through this journey. Enjoy. Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of Chat with Coco podcast. It's been a minute, guys. Oh my god, I never thought I was going to take this long break ever. But after I arrived, I was like, okay, fine, maybe I'll just rest and maybe just give out something like the following week. But I couldn't. Work started almost immediately. And I haven't fully adjusted yet. I haven't. It's crazy, I tell you. So, but I'm here now, and that's all that matters. So, for my first time listeners, my name is Coco, and you're welcome to my podcast. And for my regular listeners, thank you so much for sticking with me. So, guys, where will I even start from? I have so much gist to give you guys. So today I'm not going to talk about anything on any topic. I'm not going to speak on any topic. I just want to give you guys my experience on my journey. For the first time in my life, that journey was the craziest journey ever. Ever. I've been to far places, but that particular journey, I don't know. So it all started from when I woke up that morning. I was the first one to wake up, definitely. I woke up and I showered, and my mom woke up almost immediately. And she cooked. I don't normally eat before I travel, but she cooked, and she was it's a long journey. So I ate in the morning, I think around 5:30 or so. I ate. After eating, it was time for me to head to the park, and I started crying. I was so emotional. It just dawned on me that okay, fine, it's not as if I'm going to school and I'll be back in 4 months or 3 months or any short break, or I'm just traveling to come back home anytime soon. I actually literally packed all my stuffs and I cried. So I remembered when a friend of mine was telling me the day she was leaving home, how she cried. I was okay, now I get it. I cried, and it got to the point that when I was leaving, because none of them went me to the park, they all had to go to work that morning, so none of them had to come with me to the park. And I was not angry because it has always been like that. Anytime I'm traveling, going to school or whatever, I go alone. From my house, no one has ever come with me to the park. You get? So I got a keke. It was actually my neighbor's one. I told him the night before, since I was traveling very early in the morning. And he was okay, it's fine. I entered the keke, we were going, and the keke just stopped. We just left my street, and I just stopped. And I was God, I beg. I don't want this journey to start like this. And I think I waited for him for 20 minutes, and then he came back. We went straight to the park. I was scared, I was okay, I hope I won't get to the park and they're already gone, and I waited again for 1 hour. No, I think more than 1 hour in the park. I waited for more than 1 hour, and finally we were moving, and then this driver said, we just left the park, and then the driver said, okay, he has issues with his clutch. I don't know anything about cars, so I don't know. I think he said his clutch or something. Before I move on, if you're hearing any noise from the background, I'm so sorry. I'm actually recording in the morning, so if you hear any noise, I'm sorry. So this driver said his clutch, yeah. So we went back to the park, and he was he was going to put us in another vehicle. Like I was really comfortable in that vehicle. Like it was so nice already, and he was like, okay, fine. Some people were, no, give me my money, I'm going back. Some people were like, thank God though. Nigerians now, like thank God though he noticed it early, this and that. We went to the park, we changed the vehicle and started moving. And immediately I started sleeping. Like I don't think there's a journey that I have never slept. And we started moving. I can't even remember how we passed Abuja. I don't know. And we passed Abuja and we were going and going and going and going. So before we even got to Lokoja, some people were like, okay, they heard though there's flood, this one, that one. Because like there's this woman in the vehicle, she said she passed there like I think a week ago, because she said she came to Kaduna for her brother's burial. Yeah, and she passed. So she was like, okay, by now the water would don't reduce this and that. I'm like, okay, fine. No. At that time, whatever they were saying, like, it was none of my business, because like it was just me there listening to music and thinking about like my life, thinking about my family and this new journey I'm about to start. So we're still going and we got to this place. I don't know the name of the place. And the driver stopped and he was like, okay, fine. The moment he starts this car again, like he's not going to stop because he does not know how bad the road is. Almost everyone stopped. I stopped, I stretched my legs and we went back into the vehicle. Approaching is it Lokoja? Then we saw cars on the road already, all these tanker drivers and whatever. We're like, okay, fine, kept moving. And then this mad, that one is not traffic, this one is not even traffic. I don't even know what to even call this one. Okay, we thought, okay, fine, maybe the cars are moving, we'll soon pass the bridge and stuff like that. We'll move a little and then we stop. We move a little and then we stop. And then we got to, when we stopped, some people tried to like go down and then walk a little to see if we are close by, if we are close to the bridge. And when they came back, they were like, no, we're not close to the bridge. And I was like, oh my god, like, are we even going to get to where we're going to this night? And then one woman started calculation. She was like, okay, fine, we'll get there by midnight. I'm like, hi god, I didn't want, that was not my plan. And because when I went to the park to get my ticket, they were like, okay, fine, do you want to go in the morning or at night? So I was like, okay, fine, let me go in the morning, because I didn't want to like just get there at night. And I started her calculations. Later on, some people went down again, and the driver was like, they are just wasting their time, like we're not even close to Lokoja bridge. And we saw some people coming back, like on the other side of the bridge. I think when you get there, since your car cannot pass, you have to pay a bike man to bring you to the other side, as to where we are. And like it's 2,000, 3,000. Normally it's not far, but Nigerians and how they use the slightest opportunities to like just be greedy and all of that. Some people are even saying 5,000. And then in that same vehicle, there are people that were going to write their post-UTME. Someone had exams to write. Just stop me. I was just there. And like the most important thing, I just want to get there safe. That was the only thing on my mind at that time. So gradually we were moving and stopping, and then we got to this point, like we were there for more than 5 hours. Like our car did not move. I'm not joking. See, we were there like in one point. It's not as if he was moving, he would move a little further and then we stopped. Nah, we were there for 5 good hours and we did not stop. Sorry, we were there for 5 good hours and we did not move. So at that point I said like, okay, fine, help me just stretch my legs a little and then just see where we were going to. And then I think 3 of us decided to like just take a walk, and we saw people, and then people were like, okay, they have been here for 2 days. Some were like, they've been here for 3 days. I'm like, At that point, our driver was already contemplating going back to KD. He was already contemplating that. He was like, if he has any chance, because at that point, he could not even turn back because there were so many cars behind him too. So he was like, they tricked him, and that was when he realized that first driver probably knew what was happening, and he got the information, and he didn't want to like travel anymore. Yeah, and he was so mad, he was so pissed. The most craziest thing is that there was no network. You could not call anybody. Like, I have 2 SIMs, but there was no network at all. Like, I was just so worried. Like, okay, fine, my mom will be trying to reach me, my friends will be trying to reach me, like people I told I was traveling will be trying to reach me. Like, I know it's also crazy that you're traveling and people are not able to reach you. Like, there are so many things that be going through their heads. And taking this walk, someone just tapped me. I turned back, and it was my uncle. Like, it was so great. Like, I haven't seen him in it's been 7, 8 years. Like, it's been a very long time. I haven't seen my uncle, and I think 10 years, because it's been a very long time. I think last time I saw was the year he got married. Yeah, I think after the wedding he came to the house. That was the last time I saw him. And when he saw me too, he was really surprised. Like, well, like my uncle from my mother's side, though, yes, like those one I love them so much. Yeah, So he gave me his phone. Like, thank God he had network, and then he gave me his phone. I was able to like call my mom, because like at that point it was just my mom. Call your mom. And then I called my mom and I told her, like, okay, fine, if you guys don't hear from me, just know that it's network, but I am fine. And so the other lady that was with me too needed to call her mom, and my uncle was like, okay, fine, she can use his phone. And then she used his phone, and he was like, he has also been on the road for like 2 days, but he's trying to go back home, trying to go back to KD. I told him I was going to he gave me money. He gave me money, and I went. He was like, okay, fine, maybe we should go back to our vehicle, maybe okay, at that time they're already creating roads, and I don't understand what they were doing, but the police were there, the soldiers were there, and they were just doing their stuff. I don't know. Some people have to like come down from their vehicles to like start making like there should be like a freeway, because it was like 1 lane. We were using 1 lane. That was what happened. So it was just really crazy. We went back to the vehicle, and then we moved a little. And I think once it was 7 o'clock. I think was it 8? I can't remember again. We moved, and we got closer to the bridge. Not that close though, but we got closer to the bridge a little bit, and that was where we slept. Yes, I slept on the vehicle. I've been in the vehicle. I bet leave me. We slept there, and I was so uncomfortable. Like, I'm speechless, because I just don't know what to say. I was just imagining, okay, fine, I just left my bed, because at that time my bed was empty. There was nobody there, and this is me sleeping in the vehicle, and I was so uncomfortable. I was sitting close to the window, and I was just so scared. I was like, okay, fine, what if, because people were already saying, okay, we need to be careful, they should not come and start robbing people, just stuff like that. In my head, I'm like, okay, fine, I need to be careful. I could not even sleep. I won't even say I slept that night. I think I only slept early hours, and we woke up, we brushed our teeth. For some reason, we got to the bridge. When we got to the bridge, there was water. At that point, 3 people had left already, because they had something very important to do, and they left. They could not wait or anything. They just forfeited their transport money. and they left. And then this lady too, she had to switch me that morning. She had to leave too, and she left. We got to the bridge. Gone. Oh yeah, cross now. See water. Some people are actually using bikes, and then you have to like cross with the bike. You give the bike man 2,000. You pay 2,000. You cross to the other side, and then you continue your journey. Sometimes some bike men will be like, okay, fine, they'll take you to like Lokoja Park. I don't know where that is, so you can continue your journey. And our driver, some people are using canoe. See, at this point, my heart goes out to all flood victims. Like what I saw, like it was really, really crazy. Like to all those who lost their lives, I don't know. I just don't know. Like the only thing you see are just the roofs, like no buildings, nothing. And that was like some weeks ago. And then now, like the whole situation has just worsened. And I'm just, anytime I hear anything about flood, I just imagine that road, like how it is right now. Like, do people even follow the road anymore? Because when we were there, those people that transport animals and some goats were already dying, some chickens were dying, like they had to, like some rams were dying. Imagine people having perishable goods that have been on that road for a week or 2 weeks. Just imagine the losses alone. Like now you start thinking, what has our government been doing? Like what do they do once, like, okay, before rainy season? Like, don't they prepare? I don't get it, because it's like this is first hand experience. I experienced it and it was really, really crazy. So our driver decided, like, okay, fine, he's going to pass through the water. We were in the water. Our boat was in the water. Like, I was so scared. He was going straight to, but for me, I just felt like we were going side. I don't know. I was so scared at that time. But we were going sideways. Finally, we crossed the bridge. Here. Another problem. There were a lot of cars. Like, oh my god. And then people we met there, they are like, okay, fine, you guys are going to spend 2 days here, 2 days. And then we told them to, do you know what you guys are going to meet in the front? But the reason why we were able to cross, because of some soldiers, they came that morning and they didn't allow all these tanker drivers and those big cars to pass. Just small buses and small cars, they were actually allowed to pass at that time, and that was how we were able to pass. For some reason, our driver, I think God was with him, we passed the bridge. We were heading toward Lokoja town itself. Like, there was just flood everywhere. There was this I think it was a restaurant we stopped. Behind the restaurant there was this, see the water, I don't all these things, I don't even know how to like start explaining it. People were just taking pictures and we just got what we needed and then we left. We were still going and we got to Okene. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's still in Kogi State. And the car stopped. And I don't know what spoiled though, but I think it was water that we passed that caused the whole thing. The driver had to like wait to try to fix it. He couldn't, and then he had to take a bike to like town to like just so that he can fix the car, you get. He couldn't. And before he came back, some people were like, okay, fine, they are tired, they want to start going. And I was like, fine, you guys are tired, you want to go, and then you guys are just going to leave this car here. And like, I spoke to them, and some people also talked and decided to like wait for the driver to come back, because that one he really tried for us, to be very honest. He really tried. And it was like, at this point we paid our money to the company and we can't get the refund. At that point, nobody cared about any refund. We just wanted to leave, and we got another car, and the car took us to Auchi, that's Edo State. When we got to Auchi, we were supposed to like get another car to where we're going to. Some people were going to Asaba, some people were going to Onitsha. So finally we got another car because I don't live there. I don't know about how much it would take me to go to Asaba from Auchi, but the prices they were calling, they knew at that point people had no option than to pay. That's how we paid the money. I was kind of stranded at the point, and God always comes through for me, you know. Yeah. So we paid, got this car, and we started moving to our destination. Part 2 of my story is about to start now. This car we got that it's going to take us to our destination. I think we were let me see. Then we were 10 in the vehicle, and this couple in the front, they had a goat. I don't know. Somehow they tied the goat like on top of the car because they could not put it in the boot, and it was on top of the car. For some reason, we were trying. This driver said he knows everything, he knows everywhere, and then he was going to use shortcuts. Then he used shortcuts, and we were passing through this bush, and for some reason the goat, I don't know what happened, the goat just fell off and he wanted to enter the bush. The driver parked, and the guys in the car came down, and then they looked for the goat. Funny story, funny but not funny. They looked for the goat, and they brought it back, and this time around tried to put it in the boot. So we were still there. This driver went to this I don't know, I think it's a shop or something, but they sell alcohol too. He went there, he was drinking alcohol. He left us there. We spent almost 1 hour there, and later on he said he wants to eat. And we were like, everyone was just a para, like, we're tired, let's go. We've slept on the road, we don't want to sleep on the road today again. And then we were moving, and this driver started saying some shit like he wants to eat, like he's hungry, like when he gets to the place that he's going to eat, and nobody can tell him shit, just annoying stuff like that. And we got to this, we were following this lonely road. I swear it was only our car that was on that road, only our car. It was dark. That was around, I think, 10 p.m. It was only our car, and we were just moving. We didn't know where we were heading to. Some people started to like use Google Map. They were telling him, okay, take left. He will not listen. I think when you're telling him, okay, I gotta take left, that's where he'll be like, let me get this road. Now my road, I sabi the road. Just crap like that. He was just saying nonsense. And we were still going. And then we got to this place, and he was like, okay, this car cannot pass. Some of us get down, and at that point I was so tired, I needed to stretch my leg. And I think 4 or 5 of us, 6 of us stepped down. And funny enough, there was a baby in the car, and this baby has been with us right from KD, like very the young mother. And there was a baby in the car, and everybody was just complaining, everybody was tired. Finally we got to, is it Agbo? Yes, we got to Agbo. Agbo is in Delta State now, yeah. And the driver said to park his car, and he said he wanted to eat. He just opened his car, he went to eat, and I think at that time it was around 11 p.m. My mom was already calling me, asking me, have I gotten to my destination? At that point, I had to lie to her to tell her, yes, I've gotten to my destination. But I just thought, okay, we just arrived. And she was like, okay, fine. Call me once you are in the house. I just waited for like 10-15 minutes. I called her back, and I told her, okay, fine, I'm in the house. I just needed her to stop worrying. Like any other person can keep on calling me, and then I'll be like, okay, fine, I've not arrived for my mom, because I know if I've not arrived at my destination, she'll not go to sleep. This driver came back. I was like, okay, he's done eating, but he wants to shower. Have you ever experienced something like that? Like, it's the audacity, like oh my goodness. At that point, nobody wanted to quarrel or anything. We're like, okay, fine, just do whatever you want to do. He went, he took a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time. Finally came back, we started moving. I knew before then there was one quarrel in the vehicle. It was about that goat. That goat that fell off the first time. So it was just really quick. We got to my destination around 12 a.m. I think past 12, and it came to pick me up from the park, and I got home. See, I've never experienced something like this in my entire life. Like, it was so crazy, and I don't think I'll ever forget that. Never. So that's been my craziest experience, and I'll never forget that day. How can I ever forget that day? Like, that driver, I was just telling my friend, like, any day I'm going to see that driver, I'll just go and meet people and tell them, do not enter this car, do not enter this car. Like, at a point, to be honest, I thought he was a kidnapper or something, because he was speaking this dialect none of us could understand in the vehicle. And he was just he mentioned Auchi, that was where he picked us from. He mentioned where he was taking us to. He was just following this lonely path. He mentioned where my heart finally caught pata. He was when he said remit. I don't know what he was thinking, but as an overthinker, I was thinking about 10,000 things at the same time. He was like, when I'm like, hey, I tapped the other guy that was sitting close to me, and I was like, okay, I just started praying. At a point, I thought that guy was a kidnapper, because that road we were following, there was no car. No single car on that road. No single car. I got to a point, he was like, if you want to drop. Like, he was going to give you money. Are you even crazy to like even say, okay, give me my money? Why would you even see a vehicle? And then it got to a point, like, he stopped. He wanted to urinate. It was in front of this big house, and this house, it was the only house in that place. The other, it was just bush, and it was the only house there. And my mom was like, hey, this man has finished me. As many people were they are going to kill us. Like, so many things were just going through my head, and it's crazy. But at the same time, I just want to give gratitude to God. Gratitude is a must, guys. I got to my destination like safe, and the whole journey was tiring, but I got to my destination safe, and that's the most important thing. So I think like that's the end of my story. But like, I just want to hear from you guys. Tell me the craziest journey you've ever had in your life. Just tell me. I want to hear from you guys, and you can contact me at chatwithcocopod@gmail.com. Send me your messages, and also my socials are on Twitter is at Seronia Coco, Instagram is Seronia Coco, and don't worry, the spelling is on the description box. And I don't want to make a promise, because with work I barely, for the meantime now, the only time I get is on Sunday. It's on Sunday. Like, I don't have free time anymore, and that's just it. So I'll try my possible best to see that I record more. I think what I'll do is anytime I have like this free time, I will record multiple episodes, and that's that about that. So I'll see you guys next time. I can't say I'll see you guys next week. I can't even say that, but I'll see you guys next time. And I love you guys, and thank you for rocking with me, and it's a bye from me.